Servus, my name is May, and I'm your host of this podcast. I want to invite you on this spiritual journey to find love and acceptance. The best way to find belonging is through connecting to your greatness. And the moment you start looking inward and taking responsibility for everything that is in your life, you will find empowerment in true belonging. You will be able to recognize wrong labels and boxes that are not suitable for you anymore. And you will be able to find out what your inner truth is. These readings are created to support your journey in finding your true self. If you like the podcast, please give it a 5-star rating. This will give more people the opportunity to find us, or share it with someone who will benefit out of it. Come join us in the Facebook group Messages from a Starseed to meet like-minded people and talk about the weekly energies. You can find the link in the show notes. And now I wish you a lot of fun with today's reading. Servus and welcome everybody to this week's very special reading again. We are getting started on July 29th and this reading is up until August 4th. And this week is going to be, I wouldn't say bumpy, but it's going to be interesting. Because we're going to be having a new moon and 2 portal days in between. So it's going to be interesting to see what this week is going to bring us. We're walking into August, and August always brings us the 8 of 8 portal, which is sort of, a very interesting summer portal that brings up certain things as well. But we'll get to that when that happens. But so far, this is the reading for this week in general. As you know, I'm going to make a special one for Thursday, August 1st, where we're going to have the new moon and portal day on the same day. And then we're going to have another portal day on Saturday, the 3rd of August. So you'll have a reading for that when the time comes. For those of you who are listening to the podcast, I'm just going to say we're having a purple flower on the left, a white flower in the center, and the rainbow flower on the right-hand side. And as always, take a moment to feel into which flower speaks to you most, because that's the one that's going to give you your personal message. Okay, let's get started with the first one, with the general reading. In case you need some more time to choose your flower, just press pause and take a moment and a deep breath to decide. And for those of you who have already chosen, let's get started with this week's reading. So for the whole week in general, we're going to have, I love this card. We're going moment by moment. So what this card wants to tell you is go moment by moment. It's very important. Try not to overthink, overplan things. Go step by step and let this week unfold for you. I think this is always a very good reminder, because it's important for us sometimes to remember to just go step by step, because I think that sometimes we tend to just walk and decide and plan too much, and then we're not so happy when things don't work out. Oh, I love this one. So the second card for this week is going to be give space to the rainbow. So allow yourself to give space to the rainbow. I like this one because on one hand it's a reminder to allow different opinions, different people, different way of lives. Because sometimes maybe a loved one wants to do things differently, or a dear friend. And we tend to judge those things inside of us. And so this is a little bit to take the judgment out from other people, but also to ourselves. Give space to the rainbow also tells us to allow ourselves to be authentic, and to allow ourselves to maybe be different than what we have in our surroundings. And I like that the 2 cards have similar colors. Okay, so let's go for the, oh my god, this is actually, I have to say, this is one of my favorite cards. If nothing goes right, go left. So this is very interesting. If whatever you have chosen, again, we have the moment by moment, right? But if sometimes we decide on taking one path and it doesn't work out the way we want to, So what this card wants to remind us, or let's say tell us, that if things like that happen, that if something doesn't work out the way I want it to, maybe the how wasn't correct. So maybe sometimes we have to change the way we wanted to get to one place. Because it's not about not getting to our goal. Well, of course, sometimes it's also to rethink our goals, right? But maybe if the path to your goal that you have chosen is not the right one, maybe if you choose a different one, that's the one that's going to get you to your goal. And I love this because it's combined with moment by moment and give space to the rainbow, because this is like, allow yourself to maybe think outside of the box, maybe change something in your perception, and just go one moment after another. And sometimes we need to take a break before we can go on and move on to do what we're meant to be doing in that moment. Okay, let's go and see for everyone who chose the purple flower. Oh, this is a very nice and a little simple reminder to just smile. I think we had this card in last week. Smile is so beautiful because it's a reminder. Again, like if something doesn't go right, just smile at it, you know? If something's not the way you want it because you haven't given it space yet, give it a smile first and just smile at it. It's always our own decision moment by moment to decide if we want to, you know, if we want to be happy about something, if we want to smile at something, at a challenge that we're receiving by life, or if we want to, you know, be grumpy and bring ourselves into the victimhood, right? Okay, let's go and see what the people with the white flower are getting. Oh, this one is nice too, and funny that is right under give space to the rainbow. Love the new. So this week that might have something new for you in your path. Something might come up this week that is going to be new for you. And sometimes new things tend to be scary, or we don't want it. You know, I remember that there were moments when something new would come into my life, and at first I would feel a huge no. And so the idea in this one is to really love the new, embrace it, look at it from a loving perspective and see what it might bring. So even if it might look negative at first, it might be a gift. And now let's see what we have for the rainbow colored flower, people. For those of you who chose the rainbow color, adjust later. I like this one too because it reminds us to just get going. You know, just get started. Because it's about getting things done. So you probably must have had certain things that you wanted to, you know, get going, get done in your life, but you have been maybe procrastinating a little bit, maybe not wanting to do them for whatever reasons. Because I like that when we want to get someplace, we sometimes find reasons why we're not supposed to. So the idea is, no, don't do that. You know, the idea is to, hey, you know, adjust later, just get going, because the idea is to just get started. You can always refine your path later, like we have here with if nothing goes right, go left, because you can always adjust your how. The thing is, and I believe that these cards are talking to that part inside of us that is afraid of getting going, but the moment that we do get going, it changes our whole energy and makes us create and be creative with everything that we do. So we tend to, in that moment that we start walking, we tend to see the path very clear in front of us. So this is, I think, a very good start into this week. I hope this will give you some inspiration for this week that you're going to be having. I think they're beautiful messages, and yeah, I wish you a lot of fun with these. And I'll hear back, no, not the other way. You'll hear back from me on August 1st with the reading for the new moon. Until then, everybody, have a good time and be safe. And servus, everybody.